Okay, so for example, this is one that's in my shop. Let me open it here. And I sell them in my shop, and so if you haven't seen them before, I've done a couple of videos, well, more than a couple, but using these. I've made a couple journals out of these. I think 3 now. So what they are, how you get them is they are fabric, torn fabric, and they come kind of like stacked with fabric layers. And so like, see, there's 1, 2, 3 layers here, and they aren't stitched or anything yet. And they're meant to be this way so that, you know, you can do whatever you want to it. You can cut pockets, sew it in different ways. I add batting to mine a lot of times to make them kind of like quilted feeling. I've done one that has all kinds of different pockets. Sorry, I'm just going to grab that. I forgot about having to explain this part of the whole thing. See, like this one, I cut the fabric open here, stitched around it before I stitched it together. And then there's other pockets. Oh, I stuck my, these are other Halloween art dolls. But anyway, there's a pocket here. There's this window cut out that you could put a photo in. So there's a lot of things that you can do with them. In your own way, and that's why they're not already stitched together. Like, you know, we don't sell them stitched all together because you can just make them how you like them. So anyway, this one has like the big pocket here, these 2 little pockets here. So yeah, you can do a lot with those layers of fabric. I mean, it's kind of endless, really, the things that you can do with it. So okay, I'll put that back later. But anyway, this is one of them that I did. I don't have the other ones that I did because I sold them, but I wanted to keep this one as an example. And a lot of them I don't sew all the way across the back. Like, I'll sew the layers of fabric together. You know, I sew the pieces of fabric together completely, but then when I stitch it to this layer, I don't sew the back, and then there's a big pocket. But like with this one, this flaps up, so it is sewn across here, and then there's different pockets back in here. So yeah, they're all, you can just do them a multitude of ways. So these type of journal covers are in my shop. That's one of them. This was kind of a fall one. Sorry, the people next door have people over with motorcycles, and so they keep going by, so I apologize. So she has taken this one and made it so there's a pocket here. This one's a little taller than normal because I made this art doll tall, so she made the journal to fit the art doll. But you know, if you buy a journal cover first, you can make an art doll that will fit inside of it. I did this before we had any idea of doing these. So anyways, in this pocket, she's put all different pieces of, oh, I can never remember what this is called, salvage of fabric, you know, little bits of things that I could use if I wanted to, or she can use when she gets it back. So there's all different bits in here. And I think that was a pocket, but it's not. Okay, so she has sort of this business district. So this doll lives in the city. And then I'm assuming this batting could be added on the inside. It isn't meant to go on the outside because this is where all the pretty fabric is. So you wouldn't want to cover that with batting. But she just put it in the whole kit. And then she's also painted with like some stencils and, you know, just painted normally on this fabric, which is something she's kind of working on now, is painting her own fabrics. So that's kind of fun. Oh, okay, so that is the right side. And then there's that one that's painted. But then you come inside here and she's got like a little garden set up. This is all stuff she's done. I haven't done anything to it yet. So this little gate is pinned right here. Or snapped, I should say. It's got a snap. And it, oh my gosh, I always want to mess it up. And then it can come down if you want it to, or, you know, you can leave it snapped up. And then back in the pocket, there's a couple of tags with flowers on top. So when you tuck them down in here, it looks like a flower garden, some butterflies. Here's her little front door. You could tuck a little something in there. There's a kitty cat and some more flowers here. And this opens this way. Yeah. Okay. I forget which direction everything's going. And then she has a little easel because she's an artist, and a canvas, and you can see she's painted this canvas here, and then she's made little paintbrushes, I believe, out of toothpicks, and then, you know, just painted the ends and kind of bent them and stuff so they look a little like paintbrushes. And they're in a little jar. These are some of my snowflakes right here, but used kind of like a doily on a table. So that's super cute idea. So these are all things that you could do. Another idea with your fabric journal. And then she's added a pocket here that goes all the way across. So like the doll, when I received this, the doll was in here. And then, there's a chair, and the chair has a cushion pinned to it, or I keep saying pinned. It's a little snap. There's a snap there. So, and then a large, just fun paintbrush in here. And let's see, then these are fabrics, and see, this pocket goes all the way across too. So there's multiple layers here. And then there's another little pocket with this kind of journaling piece that you could write on here. Cute little girl on a swing. And then she put fabric on the back to give it some strength. And so I have an idea of what I'm going to do today, and then I'm going to send it back to her, and then she can do whatever. So I'm not sure how this will end up exactly because it's multiple layers, but I'm thinking in the end it'll probably somehow get sewn down like this, and then, you know, these will be more like pages for this. I mean, it's not necessarily a writing journal. Its purpose more is the doll's house. But of course, if you're doing one and you want to turn it into a journal, you could sew in, you know, a signature here and here, or just one side, you know, however you decide you want to do it. So today what we're going to do is play with the little garden. Since I finished my tag book, I thought this was a good opportunity to work on this, and, you know, then I can get it sent back to her. So that's what we're going to do. I was snipping little bits of paper. So what I decided it needs, I'm starting in the garden, is an apiary. So a bee apiary, a place for bees, because she's got a lovely garden, and then she can have honey that way. So let me get all my little bees out of the way, and I have some flowers here because I'm going to add some flowers to the little flower bed. I wanted to bring in more of the colors that are up in these flowers here as well. I just felt like it needed that. And then I found this apiary on Pinterest and just printed it out, you know, in kind of a large size. And I thought it can sit right back here behind the gate maybe. I know it's going to cover up those other flowers, and it could, you know, my aunt might want to, you know, put it back here or something. I don't know, but for now I'm going to set it behind the little gate. It is a little hard with the legs hanging out, so it'll sit, you know, back here. These could kind of come something like that, and then we're going to do some decorating here. So let's start with the flowers that I want to put here and say, how are you all doing? Sorry, I do that, you know, when I get on a jag about something, I just tend to go. Oh, I gotta go grab my glue. I'll be right back. Of course, I had to have something across the room. I couldn't have everything right directly here with me, so better clean it off. Yeah, so we're doing good. For me, it's Saturday, so we're just kind of, you know, hanging around the house. We did a little yard work this morning, and because it is beautiful out. It's 60 degrees and the sun is shining. It's like this weather is all over the place, I'm telling you. But it's beautiful out there today, so I'm very happy about that temperature, let me tell you. Yeah, I felt like I needed some greenery in here, and kind of some of the pinks and stuff to go with this flower bed, just to help it sort of go together. So that's kind of my plan. But this is fabric here. And those are Tim Holtz flowers there. And then these flowers are from my bee journal add-on, because it has the little bees. the bee paper. So I have pages that have a mix of flowers and little tiny bees that I drew, or I also have a whole page of like, I think it's 4 or 5 different sizes of the bees that you can fussy cut. I just cut the ones out of the piece of paper that has bees and flowers like this, just because that's the size I wanted. But that's my bee journal add-on, is where I got those. I'm just going to ink around the edges a little just so they're not white around the edges. But yeah, we're going to go. Took my son to dinner last night with some friends, and tonight we're going to go take my daughter to dinner because she's had a very rough week. She's having some problems with her roommates, stuff that is just really not acceptable. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there, but anyhow. So a lot of times when she's had a rough week, and she couldn't come home this weekend because she had to take a class all weekend, she gets kind of homesick when she has a rough week. So she wanted us to come to the restaurant she works at last night, but we couldn't because we already had made friends or plans with friends. But yeah, so we're gonna go see her and bring her some things. I can't wait until she can room with her group of friends that she hangs out with all the time, because that's what they're working on doing, because she's just really struggling where she's at, and it's been bad all year, but it's gotten to the point of just not okay. So anyway, I don't know. Stuff that goes on these days, I'm telling you. She's like, Mom, I never would have dreamed when I came to school that this is what was going to happen. I said, I didn't either, and I can't really go into it because I don't want to disparage anybody, but I thought, they might do a little fighting over, who ate my, last cereal, or I don't know, whatever, that kind of stuff. Or like, you're hogging the bathroom, or I don't know, those kind of things is what I thought might go on, but it's been far, far more than that. And she's just like, I can't believe it. So, having to do with drinking and that, and she just isn't into it, like she just isn't. I mean, she's not old enough either, but I know I'm not stupid. When people go to college, that doesn't always matter, but she's just not into it, and some crazy things have gone on in her dorm that are not okay. So anyhow, all right, there are some spots where I can tuck some of these kind of behind, so I'm going to put some behind, some on top, that kind of thing, just to bring some of the green and the pinks and stuff like that down into this part. So I think that one probably is good there. I don't know, maybe I'll kind of lay it out first just in case I need something specific somewhere else. And then I think I wanted like this one of these back behind here. And then maybe we could put like one of these flowers up there. And yeah, I mean, I know you don't always like make lifelong friendships, sometimes when you live with people, and that's understandable. Like, we're all very different in this world, and that's fine. But it's just been crazy stuff. All right, and then I had another one that maybe it's something like that. Trying to do the green part first, maybe. I don't know where I had this one. Is it over here more? I think I had this one over here. Yeah, maybe that. And this one I just sort of, I kind of laid it out when I was cutting them out because I was trying to figure out how many I needed. But then, of course, you move it and then you can't remember exactly how you had it. My son's playing video games, if you can hear him every so often. He doesn't go to work until later. Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking when I get concentrating, sometimes I'm very quiet. As is the case at the moment. Let me put that one there. I don't know if I like this white one. I think I didn't even really place that there. It just sort of landed there. Maybe up a little bit. I don't know. Just something like that to bring some more of those colors down here is what I was thinking. So I think I'll just glue them on where they're at. And like, I'm only going to need a strip of it because, it's just going to sit on that little fence part right there. And I think it'll be all right as far as, these are just kind of copied paper weight, but the way they're tucked in there, I think that they will be fine. Oops, let's see. Yeah, this motorcycle thing is new and it's kind of driving me nuts. They're just loud. Like, motorcycles are fine. They're just loud when it's on and off and back and forth and all that. Okay, that one, and then we can put this one on here. And I think these will be fine with the art glitter glue. I don't have any trouble with art glitter glue. It pretty much seems to me that it holds on anything. But I could be wrong. But luckily this is for my aunt. Not that I don't want to do good, but at least I know she can tell me if something doesn't stay and I can fix it or whatever. It's hard when you send stuff off because you're like, I hope it all stays, right? Okay. I don't think I glued that one, no. Just do a little bit in there. Don't want to glue it to my apiary there. A little bee house. Thought that would be kind of fun to have bees. I think it's been like 2 years since I did that bee journal digital. It's crazy when I think about it like that. Crazy, crazy. So yeah, we had a nice dinner last night. We gave Pasha a haircut this morning. That was not super great. As I'm sure you can imagine, giving a cat a haircut is, wow. But he just gets, I brush him every night, but there are certain spots he will not let me brush very often or at all. And so, he does get some mats, and so then we shave, well, not shave, but give him a haircut, get rid of all that. That's the thing with long hair cats. And in the winter, I like to let him have as much fur as he can, obviously, right? Because he does like to go outside. And, but now that it's warming up a little bit, it's time to get rid of some of it, and I'll give him a bath when it warms up a little more. But he wasn't happy about that this morning at all, which, that's shocking, right? He tried to get me a couple times, but I really tried not to let him bite me at all. This time, on this one, when he bit me, he was playing. He wasn't being mean. I was typing up on my keyboard, and he was kind of on the stairs, I have this little spot I can set it up at the top of the stairs, my iPad. And it's kind of a little windowy type thing. And so he could see my hands on the other side. And he just darted around and chomped me because he was just playing around. But he got me pretty good. And that's kind of what has started this whole fiasco with my hands. So I tried really hard not to get bit. He did scratch me a couple times, but... he is not, like, I see people grooming or, you know, getting Persians ready for shows and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know how, because he is definitely not have the temperament to be a show cat. I mean, he isn't show quality anyway, because his nose is too long, if you can believe that, if you've seen a picture of him. There's pictures on Instagram. But anyway, yeah, just does not have the temperament for it at all. He just does not want to be fooled with like that. He doesn't like to be held. And so obviously you kind of have to hold him down a little bit to comb him and everything. He's just not having it. So yeah, it's not the easiest task in the world. Okay, so these little bumblebees, I'm going to put a couple with the flowers, and then I'm going to put some on here, but we're going to do something else to the apiary too. So I know this is probably kind of boring, watching me just glue this stuff together, but maybe it'll give you an idea for something. I don't know. But these are just fun to play with, these little tiny bees. The reason I decided she needed an apiary is because if you see on her, I knock the little easel over every time. She is very modern and has her phone, her rotary phone. And then I put a bee there, and that's one of my bees that you can fussy cut. There's like a whole page of different size ones. But anyway, that's why I was like, she needs an apiary, because she's got a bee already. So, I mean, that one's much bigger, but I don't think it matters. This is all very whimsical, so... And I like this little guy. I only have one of these for some reason that I cut out. That's all that I found on that page. I'm not sure why there aren't more of them, because we kind of did a, well, I guess it is kind of a randomized thing. I probably should have put him like up there, but it's okay. Maybe I can always cut out more if I need them. They're just fun. Got lots of that style, not this one. Fun little bees. Okay, now I think we'll do some stuff on this, and then we'll see. We might add some bees up in that on those as well, just depending on what we end up doing with this part. So let's kind of scoot this, let it dry over there. Move that out of the way. And then this I thought would be fun to put, you know, something kind of colorful on here. So my sister and I yesterday played around with the jelly plate and did some different stuff. And these, I didn't even do like the right way on the jelly plate. I was trying to play with watercolor, but on the jelly plate, you know, it beads too fast. So I was taking watercolor in the tubes, and I had a plastic mat, and I would just do like a line of the watercolor in the tubes, and then I would spritz it, not like tons, but spritz it fairly well so that when I rolled it with the brayer, you know, it would cover the wheel of the brayer entirely. So I'd roll it through that part really good. And then this was stuck on the jelly plate with this side up. and then I would just roll it down the jelly plate, and it would make all these cool designs. And it wasn't even the, you know, the right way, because normally you have it this way. You put the color down, go this way, and peel it up off the jelly plate. But this one I had stuck down this way and was rolling the brayer, but it held the paper so nice and flat, and you could just roll the brayer from the edge of the jelly plate right onto the paper, and it just made some really cool effects. So there's that one and that one. This one we decided looks kind of like a canyon, like in Arizona or something like that. It's just really cool. And then I did blues and greens. They didn't get quite as, I think that was one of the first one I did. And then this was from putting the paper on the plastic mat I had afterwards, because it had beaded, you know, with the water. And those were kind of cool. And so I just did it with all the different colors, kind of as a mop-up. So anyway, and then this one was, I put the watercolor on the jelly plate, rolled it all over. I mean, it does do it a little bit, but it would do these cool, they looked like leaves because there's like little veins all in there. So then I went through and doodled and just, you know, went around the ones that didn't have the veins and put veins in them. And then these ones I left because they had the cool veining already in them. And I don't know how well you guys can see that, but anyhow, we just played around with those. And so I thought some of these colorful bits would be fun to put like a piece on there, because if you've ever seen apiaries, a lot of times people paint them. So I thought it'd be fun to have that on there with some color like she had painted it. So, and I'm just going to tear some pieces that will fit within that area. I'm not going to go to measuring every little part, right? So I can see that it's about an inch for that top one, roughly. And I want it a little less than that. So I'll just kind of go inside of this line here. I'll just put some different colors on here. Just to jazz up our apiary a little, and then we can add some bees. And you could even like doodle. It's kind of at a slant, so do that kind of thing. I think the other side's fine. Maybe just a little. You could doodle on them too if you wanted to, just to make them fun. So I think they have apiaries in cities, like, you know, when people have those building top gardens and things like that. I think you can have small apiaries. This one's kind of big, but don't really know. Never lived in the city, so I mean that kind of city where you're living in large multi-storied buildings. Okay, sorry, I'm looking for my glue. Oh, there it is. I've always just lived in houses. My husband and I did live in an apartment once, but that's about it. I'm going to turn it over just so I get that good. And this needs to be inked too. And I'm just using vintage photo on these. Did I grab the wrong? That one's for walnut. And I thought, oh, I don't want to tear those. But then it's like, well, I can make more. Although they are all different. I don't know. I might keep this one just because it's the mountain kind of look is pretty cool. So maybe we won't tear that one. We'll just tear the other ones. Maybe I'll tear a little bit off of that one with the leaves. That one would be a good one to go with our garden theme. Do this a little bit. Step just a little bit to give it something. That one next. I think I want to go, because I don't think I want them going that direction. Bottom. hope you guys like this idea. And this isn't gonna, I'm not gonna do this loads of days or anything, but if I don't finish today, we might do like one more day of it, and then I'll send it back to her, and then she'll send it back to me. I'll just kind of do that sort of thing. I want it kind of like that. Yeah, I like that. Little doodles on there are kind of fun. So it might be good to doodle on the other ones too. Those kind of look like little flowers. Okay. A piece of this one. I think I'll go across there since that's kind of where the most variation is. Do it a little bigger because I got to tear off that end. Yeah, and these are all those pages that I have, like the ends of from doing orders and whatever, like scrap paper or whatever, and that I'm always trying to use up. And so it was fun just playing around with the jelly plate. So if you have a jelly plate, I mean, and obviously if you do, you probably play with that already, but they're just fun to get out and try. My sister was using the bubble wrap, kind of like I did. I did do a video on playing around with the jelly plate and used bubble wrap, and it does come out really cool because it makes different designs. This will make a very colorful piece. I think it would attract the bees. Oh, Joel's wants out, of course, because I closed the door so we wouldn't have to listen to my son play video games. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to let her out. I don't want to bump you. All right. What part do I want of this one? I almost feel like that one doesn't go very well. Just because it's, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, some purple and yellow goes together, so maybe if we get a little more of the yellow. I think I'm just not much of an, luckily I don't need a very big piece, orange fan. I don't know why. I just have never really been into orange. It was one of my son's favorite colors when he was little. Wanted everything to be orange. And then it was lime green after that. It was like, wow. Got some bright colors there, son. That's what he liked. We even painted his bedroom at one point blue and green, like Seahawks colors, Seattle Seahawks colors. Because that's what he wanted. That was interesting covering that up after, once he got a little bigger, you know, and was like, I don't really need that anymore. I'm trying to decide if I should, yeah, I think I need to take a little more, because that step, or I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like a step. I think it's some kind of tray type thing, but I don't know. I know nothing about keeping bees, so, but anyhow. No, I think I like the other way. Trying to get it to fit in the right spots. Okay, that's definitely happier, right? And then, so if you wanted to doodle on it, and I'll come in a little bit closer, you just do whatever it is you want to do, and I'll just do some little swirlies. You could even do little like stems on them or something. I mean, a doodle is not meant to be realistic, you know what I mean? They're just meant to be fun. It's a very relaxing thing to do too, very therapeutic. I think that's good on that. And then maybe do like some little dots. Dots, dots, dots. Okay. And then what else should we do? How about some like this kind of thing? I'm doing a video. Are you checking the machine?
No, it's not working.
I was having trouble with my getting the printer to work too. I don't know if that's what the deal was earlier. Is it working?
I don't know.
You can't get the thing for the TV to work. Of course, right? Because you're trying. Are those? No, they're just starting March Madness, aren't they?
Well, it's toward playoffs, so I'm trying to record a game for tonight. I'm not gonna be here, but I can't get it to connect to the cloud service.
Okay, so there's just a little silly doodle, and you could do the same thing. Add some little dots or little squiggles here and there. Just gives it some interest. All right, and what should we do on this bottom one? I can do. It's like a trap.
It is a trap.
He hates this room, but that's fine. It is a trap. He doesn't get it. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't get it. But lots of people don't, so it's okay. It's not just him. The whole crafting thing, you either are into it or you're just not, and you don't understand why anybody would have all this stuff, because he's like, why do you need all of it? It's like, 'cause I don't know when I'll use it or not use it, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just, because nothing I hate more than I get rid of something and I'm like, oh, why did I get rid of that? Because something literally will happen like the next week or something that I'm like, I could have, you know, used that for this or whatever. So yeah, it's a sickness. It really kind of is. Okay. So there you go. Just some little doodles. Nothing super fancy. take a lot of time. No. Okay. What are we at? 40. Ay. I even stopped it once. Not long, but. Since I can't ever remember my brain. And these guys can just sort of be flying around on the apiary. I think it would attract them with the little colorful bits, right? I mean, what do I know? Could be wrong. Okay. Oops. I don't know, I guess I'll use this one again because they'll at least be spaced out. Ay, with the motorcycles, honestly. I don't know why that drives me crazy, but it does. It's like, just get on it and go somewhere and come back and park. Starting and stopping thing is not for me. I don't know. Am I just a grouch or what, people? Grouchy old lady. Okay. Let's get this out of the way and then get our little book here again. And that can go in behind our little gate. I mean, it could go all the way. Oh, no, don't tell me that I glue those to that. Luckily it's fabric, so it'll probably come off, but duh. Okay, so that can go in there, and then these flowers can be here. We could add a few more bees, and then I will let you guys go. And that's, I think, what I will do for this time around. And I'll send it back, and then back and forth we go, right? I'll put one right here. Just gonna have lots of bees. One more. So I did yard work both outside and inside today. Worked in the garden. So yeah, I think this is a fun idea. I think you guys, you know, if you like doing things like this, paper dolls, doll houses, that sort of thing, you might like something like this. Not that you have to have a book like this either. You can use any journal and do something similar, put pockets and stuff in it, and you know, just set it up sort of like a little house. So yeah, I think that makes that a fun little garden spot. All right, so I will chat with you guys. Oh yeah, we're real close, huh? I never zoomed back out, but put all the little bees. So anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and we will chat again soon. Love you guys. Talk later. Bye now.